Bonjour, lovers. It's Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2012. I'm Itaba at the helm of this virtual video radio show that I call my life. And the purpose of making this video today is to say Happy Valentine's Day, of course, and I love you. And actually, want to talk about what is love. And of course, as in all truth, if I tell you what it is, it won't mean much to you unless you've discovered it yourself. So, as we know, all truth cannot be told, must be realized. But I'm going to tell you what it is for me, and perhaps tell you what I've done to know what it is for me. Now, years ago, before I started meditating, love was I don't even know if I actually knew what it was. It was something. It was falling in love. It was loving my parents or my sister or my brother. And then there was a little bit of a detachment, and there was sort of this love I had for my friends. There was I love my friends, but it was more like a little bit more separated than the love that I had for my parents, and the closest thing I had to real love was when I would fall for a girl, and however, that wasn't even in the ballpark of what real love is, and I did that for many years, for my whole life. And it was only really a couple of years ago I was living with a girl, and in the beginning of the relationship, I experienced something that was a glimpse into real love. And we were holding each other one night, and I had been meditating for a number of years, and so I could feel energy, and it began up here, feeling like a crown. This is their crown chakra, but it literally felt like a crown, and like a hat, like I was wearing a hat when I was meditating. And then I would feel this here, the third eye, and then it was interesting. I would notice, of course, when I was meditating, it would happen. But then it started happening when I wasn't meditating also. And I would feel the third eye kind of turn on, I guess, when my thoughts would slow down, or when I would just be in gratitude, or just, that sounds airy-fairy, gratitude. But when I would just be grateful for something or somebody, or feeling love for somebody, expressing love for somebody, and I would feel this. And I also had some experiences with the number 11, and I would get like these, like it would turn on, and then 11 would appear somehow, and that's been happening for a number of years, and I'm sure a lot of other people have been experiencing this. It's like I'll go into that in another video, because we don't want to get off track now, do we? I'll never get off track, and you know that from my last video. So, love is, so here we go, back on track. We were lying in bed together and just holding each other and just loving each other, just being with each other. And that's what love is. Love is just being. We were not thinking, or at least I wasn't. I don't think so. I mean, I was just being there with her and just caring for her, and just in adoration, and it's almost like a state of worship. And when you get into this, when you fall back into this state. And Eckhart Tolle talks about love, and I'm going to try to find a video from him. And he says, it's so true, when people fall in love, it's usually a fall in consciousness, and it's you're falling down. You're not actually rising up into it, if you want to use that kind of terminology of higher and lower. actually falling down into a lower state of consciousness, of lesser awareness. And so we were lying in bed together and just being together, and I just loving. It's hard to say, I was loving her when I'm trying to talk about love and describe what it is, but I'm still going to do it. So, as I had experienced these energies here, and I had gone through something with my throat chakra, I wasn't telling my truth to a couple of people, and so that happened afterwards, actually. But it was the first time we were laying together and being with each other. And it was the first time I felt my heart chakra, and that also messed with my mind a little bit, because I made the relationship I gave it some meaning because of that, because this is the girl I first felt my heart chakra with. She must be the one. And I certainly did think she was the one, and she knows. I don't know if she's going to watch this, but probably not. But I certainly did think she was the one, and I thought everyone was the one. That's the truth. And I probably still will. However, this is the last relationship I will ever be in. So, just so you know. And because when you're with somebody, you connect with love. Now let's say that, because it's not something that you have with somebody. It's not something that you get from them. But I thought love was something that I got from people, and that they gave to me. And if they didn't give it to me, then I was missing out. And so what I've realized over the past 6 years, since I've been meditating, and since I've started to get to know who I really am on this deeper level, beyond the name, beyond the form, is when I stop my mind or get closer to it, this bliss, this radiant truth of my being rises. And it's hard to say. I say rise because we tend to think rising is increasing. So I'll say increases. This and it's a joy and a bliss and a peace. It's really deep peace. It's incredible, and that increases. That I didn't know was there. I was always getting this thing from other people, and so. Love is, to me, is when all the identification with yourself, with the external world, with another person, drops, and the thoughts decrease, and you focus on only one thing. And this is what happens is when you focus on one person, you get connected with your love. Not with your love, with love. It's not yours, it's not theirs. Nobody has a separate love, it's all the same. Because that's where we all are one, is in love. And you'll often see me write, in love, and it's, people use in love as, it's a term that's proprietary, and you can only use it with your mate, but it's not true. In love is a state. It's a state of remembrance. It's a state of, and it's not a thinking remembrance. It's a being remembrance. It's a remembering, and as if you've read Conversations with God, it really gives me another way of looking at that term. Remember, is to remember, to join again, to bring back together, and so that's what love is. And oftentimes we experience a little bit of it with people when we focus upon them intensely. But the problem with that is when you focus on someone intensely, after a while, that intensity cannot be held. You can't hold that intensity for too long because you get tired, and the mind is very it likes to be distracted. I mean, I know mine does. It definitely likes to be distracted, and if you're getting your love that way by focusing on somebody, then as the mind becomes distracted, as it becomes, the mind gets offended sometimes, then your focus comes away from that person. It becomes on me. Oh, she said that to me. Stupid. I can't believe she said that. I can't believe that person did that to me. And it's then when we bring our focus back to me, when we had all our focus on them, that we lose our connection with love. We fall out of love. And then it becomes a dipping in every once in a while when you bring your attention back to that person. And so this is the way of the destruction of all relationships. It's from this focused love. And I talked about this in one of my other videos, and I'm sort of explaining it a little bit better now. I said, when you focus on one, give all your love to one person, you can it's like a laser beam, and you'll blow them away, you'll destroy them, or yourself, or both. And what I'm really meaning is what I was just talking about, is that when you focus on one person, you connect with love in that way, and then once your focus, and this is really interesting because I'm actually discovering more about this as I'm talking about this, which is the way life works if you're introspective. And so as your focus goes away from that person, comes back to me, which is also a false reality, because there is no me, there is no you. And this is where we all get confused, and this is where love really comes from, is when we start to recognize and discover the non-me-ness, the non-you-ness. Right? It's not about seeing God in somebody else, or seeing love in somebody else, or seeing yourself in somebody else. That's all a crock of shit. It's about releasing yourself and releasing them from being them. And when you do that, you get love. You get union. All the separation goes away, and that's when we experience real love. And so I'm going to end this very shortly. It's getting quite long, but I think this has been it's been very good for me, actually. I'm reflecting on this as I go. But I want to tell you the one thing I've done that's really helped me connect with love. And I'm not always connected with it. On the deepest level, it's always there a little bit. But my mind disconnects me from it a lot. But the thing I know how to do now is meditate. And I know how to slow down my mind. And sometimes I've come pretty close to stopping it. And those times have been incredible. They're few and far between, but I think they will become more. And the more we touch this ground of being through meditation, the more we drop our own identification with us. This guy I call Amitabha now, or Ami. I used to call him Craig. I used to call him Craig Lott, and then I call him Craig Elliott. Now I call him Amitabha Elliott. It's all a load of shit. It's just a being, and I'm labeling it to be somebody separate, to be an individual, and we use that to interact in this world. But ultimately, it's no more useful than in that capacity. So I'm going to tell you my website. It's www.worldpeacenow.ca. I hope you'll check it out. And the reason I made that website is to teach people how to meditate, so that you can have this knowing that I have. And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying you're wrong in any belief you have. This is my truth, and it's an objective truth, because I've experienced it over and over again through the practice of releasing myself and rejoining with the only one there is. And there is only one. So check it out, worldpeacenow.ca. I love you, and happy Valentine's Day, and I'm gonna send you a kiss. Bye-bye.